Hey, good people. This is Rocki with Rocki's Reality, the #1 podcast for unfiltered and unapologetic culture, entertainment, and relationships. Tap in live Thursdays, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as I chat with some of the dopest artists, celebrities, influencers, entrepreneurs, and more. Make sure to catch us live Thursdays, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Roku. See you soon.
Baby, one of them days. I don't want to be all alone, but baby, had a time today, y'all. Okay, we're gonna have to have a transparent moment. Welcome to Rocky's Reality. Let me woosah. Let me take a deep breath because a sister had to make it do what it do to get here today, y'all. For real, I had to make it do what it do. For those who are in the Metro Detroit area, I was all the way out in Chesterfield Township, aka Trump country, today. And I had to hot tail my ass back here. So welcome to Rocky's Reality. Thank you for tuning in. My apologies for the CP time. Y'all know I am a stickler about it. So, and I thank my guest for being understanding, because usually I try to arrive before my guest. So I'm just keeping it a real moment with y'all that in these productions, it takes some tenacity to get to this point. So, anywho, though, welcome to Sherrie. It's Sherrie, not Sherrie.
Not Sherrie.
Sherrie.
Not Sherrie. Sherrie.
Get it right. Get it right. Get it right. So Sherrie Savage is a seasoned color enthusiast with nearly 2 decades of multimedia expertise and the driving force behind the Coloring Museum and Naturally Illustrated. Plotting to take over the world, baby. See, that's that Leo energy right there. She's on the cusp. No. She is the business genius, facility manager, and partnership guru, and master planner for coloring world domination. I love that. So welcome her to the show, you all. She has worked with Little Caesars, Boys and Girls Club, Southfield Public Library, Foot Locker, Chase Bank, Bedrock. Okay. I love when people get them Bedrock dollars. Okay. And Focus Hope as well. But beyond that, she's just a fantastic individual. And I welcome to the show Sherrie. And also my hubby's former classmate from CCS, College for Creative Studies. So small world, everybody know everybody. So welcome to the show, Sherrie.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Absolutely. And I had to make sure, I was like, let me get this name. Right. Let me make sure I get her name right. Cause I was like, boo, is it Sherrie or Sherrie? He was like, no, it's Sherrie. I'm like, okay. So and people like my name is Raquel, and I've been called Rachel, Raquel, people that call me Roxanne. I'm like, listen. So let's talk about that, like getting the name straight.
Yes. It's hard. So for the most part, growing up, everyone wants to call me Sherrie.
Because of the way it's spelled.
The way that it's spelled. There is an accent over my last E. And yeah, there's only been a few people as I was growing up that would ask me, is it Sherrie or a Sherrie? Or either they would call me Sherrie.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like now a lot more people are asking me, is it Sherrie or Sherrie?
Mm-hmm. Put some respect on it.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then when I do carry out orders, I just give them my last name. Now, granted, that's a little difficult now because the word savage is trending.
Nasty, bougie, classy. Hey.
So yeah, Megan Thee Stallion then took that over and kind of ruined that for me. Because growing up, people used to just call me Savage. Even my teachers.
Right. Do they be like, "Are you savage?"
Yeah, just well, not even that. Just say the Savage. It was just a respect thing. Now it's a joke.
Yeah.
Or now it's, did you change your last name? No.
That's your real government. That's your government name.
Is that your government name?
Savage. But sometimes you do got to be savage to be a business owner.
Yes, you do.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah.
So give me a snapshot of how we came to this point, and then we're going to discuss. Welcome to everyone watching. I don't know, Joe, if my comments. Welcome to everyone who's watching. Talk about how Sherrie Savage got to this point. Like, what? Give me a snapshot of how you became a coloring enthusiast.
Yep. So, well, one, I at the age of 3, I colored on the wall with a red crayon. I got in trouble for it.
Oh, not a red one though.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. I got my butt tore up real good too.
Mhm.
And then there was another time as a child, I did do a complete mural coloring on my wall and didn't get in trouble for that. But yeah, did that.
Wait a minute. Do you remember what the mural was?
Yeah, no, it was a rainbow. I had some little stick figure people on there, and yeah, it was pretty nice. And
Okay.
I asked my dad why I didn't get in trouble for that one. He said that my mother gave me permission to do that. I don't remember that, but we're
Okay.
gonna run with
Is
that.
mama around to verify?
Yeah,
Okay,
you know
what'd she
what? I
say?
should. I didn't ask her.
Okay, we
I
might
didn't
want to
ask
verify.
her.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to ask her that.
Because maybe after you got that ass whooping, you asked and she was like, okay.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but I was a little bit older when I did that.
Okay.
I was 3 with the red crayon, and then I don't know, I wanna guess maybe I was like 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
I put a lot more thought into
Mm-hmm.
my mural
Right.
instead of the red scribble.
Right.
So yeah, no, I've always been drawing since the age of 3. I knew that I wanted to be an artist. I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. That was inspired by my father, who is a master carpenter.
Mm.
Savage Home Improvement.
Love it. They
And
still in business.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
A shameless plug. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
so that's how that started, and then went to CCS, had classes along with your husband, and graduated from there. So graduated at the wrong time though, 2008.
Why?
No
What?
jobs, no
Oh, okay.
jobs.
Okay.
No jobs.
Okay.
So I was hustling for a good few years before I was able to get a full-time gig.
Mm.
And even with that, I still needed a second job because I still wasn't getting paid enough.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's a struggle as an artist too. Getting
yeah,
paid what you're worth.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, I was trying to figure things out as far as how am I going to use my creative talent as an artist. Didn't necessarily think about being a freelancer per se, but started off with cargo paint. I would like to think I was the first mobile sip and paint company.
You said cargo paint.
Yes, that was my very first
What do you mean
business.
by cargo? What?
So it's car dash go paint.
Oh, that's the brand name. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
that was
Gotcha.
the name of
Gotcha.
my first business.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so I would come to you. That started in 2014. I couldn't keep up with it because I was still working 2 jobs at that time plus a business.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2015, I illustrated my first coloring book. That was just a story of my natural hair journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to find a way to market it outside of social media. And that's when I came up with the pop-up coloring events.
Mm.
The pop-up coloring events was supposed to be just a marketing strategy, but it became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
2017 took Textile Retail Boot Camp, and that's when I came up with the coloring museum.
Mm.
Because I knew I needed to find a way to make the coloring activities more sustainable. I knew that it was very helpful to people. People found coloring to be very therapeutic, but the pop-up coloring events definitely it wasn't it for business. So yeah, and then since then it's always been in the plans, but there were a few obstacles including the pandemic. So between money,
Yep.
pandemic, being a little afraid to step out there, we I didn't start the coloring museum, or at least test the concept, until last year. So and got a great response. So gonna keep it going.
I love, and so How do we come up with, first of all, Naturally Illustrated is the umbrella, or is that or is that the separate brand?
So yeah, so everybody, yeah, I have a hard time still explaining this. So the coloring museum, the essence of the coloring museum is stemmed from Naturally Illustrated. I did separate the two businesses. So at first, the coloring museum was a subsidiary of Naturally Illustrated, but Naturally Illustrated now is just my illustration business and my illustration coloring products that I have.
Okay.
Coloring museum, it's a standalone business. It's an interactive art museum.
So how did you come up with the name, the Coloring Museum? And I had to make sure I didn't call it the Colored Museum. I was like, oh Lord, let me not call it the Colored. We don't want to go back to the Jim Crow days, baby. The Coloring Museum. Because when I was typing up some stuff, I said, oh shit, I done put color. Jesus, let me go back. Good thing I always proofread. And I said, oh Lord, okay. So the Coloring Museum, how did we come about with that name?
That's a good question because I don't remember. I know I was, goodness gracious. I can remember cargo paint. I can remember Naturally Illustrated, the coloring museum. I knew that I knew what the coloring museum was going to be about. And I think because the coloring museum is all about celebrating artists, untraditional artists. So your muralists, your graffiti artists and things of that nature.
And a mental health piece to it as well.
Of course, yes. So we're using local art to help the community, right? So also giving artists another platform to be displayed.
Right.
So the thing is that I said, okay, well, it has a museum component to it. And I knew I wanted people to be able to color on the wall. So I think that's how I came up with it. I don't think there was any rocket science behind that.
So explain that process where you came like, I want people to be able to color on the walls. Like you illustrate I guess the sketch or whatever, and you transpose it onto the wall. Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so we actually paint directly on the wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So because
I was like, is it a huge stencil or like, how is she doing this? I mean, look freehand.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, just like any other muralist, either well, you can use a projector or either you're gonna do a doodle grid. So goodness gracious, how I'm gonna explain this. So the doodle grid is you're creating a lot of doodles on a sheet of paper or on the wall, and then you have to do a transparency where you're having your illustration right on top of that grid.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's just like a box grid, and you're trying to copy an illustration using that box grid. It's the same thing, but I do use a projector because with the doodle grid is really meant to do a complete painting, whereas this is black and white and the wall is already white. So I just need that black outline.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. And I need to come do that. I mean, I don't really color inside the lines though. So that's kind of an issue.
No, it's not. No, it's not. We
like, I'm one of them people, I'm like always outside the lines, literally and figuratively.
Yeah. No, we celebrate all of that. We want you, and that's why we don't have necessarily an instructor telling you how to color. No, we want you to be expressive, be free, relax. And we had our wine down Friday and our coloring and cocktails, and so we want you to drink too and be happy.
Oh, and I'll definitely be outside of the lines. Yeah. Definitely. Okay. So describe, what is a coloring enthusiast?
So well, I am a color enthusiast, right? So I am all about celebrating coloring and using coloring as a coping mechanism. So I'm a color enthusiast. I'm all about, just celebrating coloring, so it's not, I don't want to bog it down with something. Yeah. It's just me saying, hey, this is just who I am. This is what I'm about, and I'm all about using coloring to support mental health and wellness.
Yeah, I definitely feel
So,
better when I can wear colors because
yes,
that's why I love spring and summer because
yes.
I love, popping out with my different, like, shout out to Melody Fresh or the Fresher brand. I've probably worn this before, y'all, but whatever. I was putting this on. I was like, damn, have I worn this before? I was like, you know what? Fuck it, whatever. It's clean. But I love like different colors and I mean, I like black too, but I just love how colors make you feel some type of way. And
Yeah.
that's why I love spring and summer because outside the grass is green, the flowers are popping, and then you can wear different makeup. I mean, you could do that in the winter and the fall, but it's just like in the spring and summer to me, color just does something. And I'm amazed. Um, like when I get my nails done, I'm amazed at how many shades of color there are. Like the shit is
Yeah.
crazy. Like I didn't realize until I got into marketing and branding that their colors have actual numbers. Like it's a whole thing. And then when you like renovating your home, like all the different shades of paint and just it's just amazing.
Colors have meaning. Colors can definitely change your mood.
Yeah.
And that's, and that's what I want to bring to the community. I want
Hmm.
to be able to make people feel better. I want
Absolutely.
people to be happy.
Yep.
I would definitely say, not coloring per se, but art saved my
Yeah.
life, gave me
Oh,
purpose. So,
yeah.
even though you might not be an artist, you can color someone else's artwork,
Mhm.
which we're doing at the coloring museum, right? And feel great about yourself
Right.
and feel like you are an artist and you're contributing to your happiness and your well-being. So,
So wait, talk a little bit more about art saved your life.
yes. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, so growing up, I had a lot of childhood trauma. It started from the age of 6 and just went downhill from
Mhm.
there. Another reason too that it took me this long to get the coloring museum where it is right now is because I had to really focus on my mental health.
Mm.
I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder in 2019.
Oh wow.
So what that is that what people don't understand is that, some of your most common mental illnesses, such as stress, anxiety, depression, and then especially if you're experiencing a lot of chronic trauma, can lead to personality disorders if
Mm.
you don't know how to cope.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the coloring museum is not meant to replace therapy, but it is there as a coping mechanism. So you just need to know how to cope, right? So it's just one of those things that
In a healthy way.
in
A
a healthy
healthy
way.
way.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
In a healthy way.
It's crazy to me because I know that a lot of people, I used to get offended by this, but a lot of people will say to me, Sheree, you should be proud of yourself because you could have been addicted to drugs or been a
Mm.
prostitute. And think, I'm like, okay, I don't know how I feel about that, but it's true.
Yeah, it is.
Uh,
I was thinking that, but I didn't say it.
yeah, yeah. I,
Like that's why I
I
said a
guess
healthy way. You're learning how to cope with it in a healthy way.
right. And
Right.
it was one of those things that statistically, when you see someone going through a lot of trauma, they will, lead
Absolutely.
into drugs.
Hmm.
They're looking for something to make them feel
Yeah, to
better.
numb
And
that pain.
yeah, and
Absolutely.
and that's usually what it leads down to. So yeah, no, transparent moment. I'm starting to share my story a little bit more because I feel like people need to hear it.
Yes, absolutely.
When I was 6, my mom and I got almost stabbed to death.
Oh.
So it was that's where again my life just really changed. And then, later on in life I was, constantly molested.
Mm.
So, when I got older, and that's why I said art saved my life, because I knew I wanted to be this artist. And I kept focused on that. I kept focused on that, hey, I want to be successful. I want to, change the world. I know I wanted to break generational curses
Yes.
in the Black community is definitely
Oh my
a thing.
gosh.
So it was
Yes.
just one of those
Yes.
things that, that's what kept me going. But then at the same token, though, I had these high and low moments. where I was, you know, either depressed, I felt overwhelmed, and I'll be very impulsive, and that's where the borderline personality disorder came in at, because I don't necessarily fit all of the characteristics of personality disorder, but the borderline personality disorder, basically what that is that people get that confused with being bipolar sometimes too.
Okay.
Whereas, hey, you make me upset, and I shut down completely. I can't focus, I can't function. Whereas maybe the average person, you know, their feelings are hurt, they can acknowledge it, but they can, say, okay, I could process this, but I could keep going. Me, not so much. And I just knew something was going on with me. Didn't know what it was until I went to counseling. And had to learn how to cope, how to, push through those feelings and not to take everything so personal.
You can't have that. That's part of the cancer in you too. Y'all
yeah,
sensitive thugs.
Yeah, I know. And I think, so I had a double whammy. So I had the, me being a cancer and the trauma. So it was just one of those things that I'm like, man, I got to figure this out.
Yeah.
But
that's good you did.
yeah, so
kudos to you for doing that, for seeking that help.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I know a lot in the Black community, we taught to sweep that under the rug.
Get through it. You'll be all right. Stay strong.
Pray. We don't need to talk about it anymore, and everything else in between. And it really was starting to affect me more and more as I gotten older.
And probably your relationships too.
Oh, definitely.
It was probably your relationships.
Oh no, definitely. Probably the reason why I'm not married right now. It was one of those.
That was gonna be my next question. You got a boo?
Yeah, no boo, no boo. And the thing is that I definitely think it's one of those things that I'm
gonna get to that.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that I had to, even though I knew I was a good person, I knew I was a good woman. It was one of those things that, again, the people that I was encountering didn't know how to help me. And I know I needed to help myself along that way as well. I've never been the type of person to not hold myself accountable, but that was another issue that I had too. I was always beating myself up, holding myself accountable when it wasn't me. So, I had to learn all of that. I had to literally reparent myself.
Wow.
And that was tough. Because here it is.
Reparent myself.
Yeah, here it is. I'm an adult. I've already experienced all of these things. And I'm all confused. And I'm like, I'm pretty much starting over. And there was a lot of days where I cried, didn't know why I was crying.
Right.
I was crying. I was just confused. And, I just had to really be by myself. And then in 2020, that was 2020 wasn't that bad for me. And I think,
that's interesting because everybody was like, that was hell, but it was kind of eye-opening for a lot of people. A lot of epiphany moments going on.
Definitely had that. Definitely had those epiphany moments. I think because it did give me the space to heal, and I didn't have to have all these people around me, all just this extra activity. Whereas I could focus on myself. And so, it was one of those things that, I did desire company at time, but at the same token though, it was much needed. I went on nature trail walks a lot. I started baking, which was awesome. And then, I was working from home full time. So, it worked out. So yeah, it definitely gave me that opportunity to do some soul searching.
You know what? And I relate to what you're saying in a way because now after the pandemic, I kind of miss the shutdown sometimes. People know I'm a social person, but I have learned like sometimes my social battery runs out.
Yep.
Like I just and it's like I'm needed in so many different areas, and I love going and doing stuff. But I do miss when we didn't have to do a damn thing. Like I just miss like we could just be in the house and we ain't have to worry about shit. We ain't got to go fight traffic
Yep.
and all of this craziness. It was like a gift and a curse for me. But I get what you're saying. Like it just gave you time to be like to decompress.
Yep.
So I appreciate you for sharing that, Sherrie. I do appreciate that. Because who knows what people have been through. And thank you to the lady who was watching. There was a comment here. Because people suffer from it more than people realize.
Mhm.
And Laquita Moore says, wow, my granddaughter has been diagnosed with bipolar and schizo. She also loves to color. Good. Okay, well, we're gonna get
Yes.
information so you can order the coloring book. Miss Moore, it seems to calm her
Yes.
down and stop the voices out her head. So I will put you in my prayers, and I'm thankful for God brought you through to the point where you recognize your mental problems. And I wouldn't say problems, but I get it. Unfortunately, the medication she on has caused her to be in the hospital for 1 week. Oh, okay. And that's the thing too. I'm just praying she can get through this. That's another thing too. The back and forth with medication. It takes a while to figure out the right one.
It does.
And yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
another thing. So yes, I am on Zoloft,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty common for as an antidepressant.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I I started Zoloft during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was feeling those high and lows. Um, and I stayed on Zoloft for various reasons, including with the not even so much of the borderline personality disorder, but I have other things that's going on with that. But yes, I have a psychiatrist so they could properly medicate me.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that people think they could go to their PCP. No,
No.
no, no. You
No.
need a
You need to
psychiatrist. You
exactly.
need a psychiatrist.
Exactly.
And then, yes, it's gonna take some trial and error. Fortunately for me, mine's I was able to hit it the first time around, and
Okay, good.
so
Yeah.
that was a good look on that part. But with the more serious diagnosis, because with the borderline personality disorder, you can actually heal from that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
bipolar, no.
Okay.
It's a chemical thing. Whereas
Mm.
not with the borderline personality disorder, um, it's more of a character personality flaw that
Mm.
can be reversed as long as you're God, the terminology is behavioral. God, whoever's watching this, I know you guys know this. But it's actually it's behavioral therapy.
Right, a special
I can't.
yeah.
I'm missing some of the words,
Right,
but
so right, I
yeah,
get what
but
you're
it
saying.
is actually, like I said, it's
We
kind
got
of
any therapists? Tap in,
right.
because it's a certain modality that they use in
Yeah,
therapy
yeah.
to
So
reverse it.
right,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I
that's
got you.
the thing. And I know I'm still working through my diagnosis, but yeah, so it can get to the point whereas you can have you can be more mentally stable, healthy, and but yeah, so there's some mental illnesses some people can, redact from, and then others, no, it's a long-term thing that will need constant therapy, whether it's medical or counseling or both.
Mhm. I love that. And I love you giving insight into that. And hopefully this is helping someone and encouraging them. I bet you someone gonna come up to you or inbox you afterwards, like, girl, I didn't even know that was going on with you. Thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate when my guests come on and share a piece of your life because it's definitely gonna help someone. And
Yeah.
the more we talk about it, the more we normalize it.
Yes.
Like we need to normalize going to the therapist like we go to the doctor, like we go to the dentist, like I go get my hair done. I go get my nails done. I'm got a therapy appointment tomorrow, and I'm like, Lord, I cannot wait. I have a whole list
Yeah.
of things to discuss. So let's shift a little bit.
Yes.
I want to go to this status because you was like, it's a story about a hat, and I'm sure every entrepreneur has a story, a similar story. So I love you posted. You said, stop saying to business owners, oh, your little business or good for you. It's condescending and rude. And yes, I will clap back if you say it to me. We know what you really mean. So what's the story behind that? Because I got a couple stories
Yes.
like that
So
myself.
the
That
most
touched me.
recent,
I had to
yeah,
share that. I said, "Oh, baby."
the most recent, because that has happened to me a few times, but the most recent story, God, I'm trying to figure out how much information to share, but I had someone come to me and they said, yeah, such and such a person said that you have this little business. And I said, ain't nothing little about my business.
Okay.
And she was like, oh, okay. I said, ain't nothing little about me, ain't nothing little about my business. So
Okay. The big, not the little.
yeah.
Okay.
And then so I started running down about the coloring museum, me as an artist, and her eyes kind of got big, like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah. I get off my porch.
Yeah. And I've been on, did you tell her I've been on channel 2, channel 4, channel 7? I've been on.
Yeah, I don't know if I shared all that information. I was
yeah.
trying to,
Yeah. And I mean, not even now. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
that's just,
yeah,
letting her know that it's not a little business,
Yeah.
obviously, because I've been on TV.
right. Yeah, no, look, like, honey, I've been around. So
Exactly.
You just don't know. You
Exactly.
need to
You
catch
just
up.
getting hip
Right,
to the
right,
dopeness. You just getting hip.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
I just, at the end of the day, we're out here sacrificing our time, our money,
Our energy.
family,
Right. Yeah. Oh my
friends,
gosh. Ooh. Yes.
health.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not even gonna tell you. Matter of fact, I'm looking at myself in the screen, and this is just disrespectful how chunky I am right now. But we're gonna get it back right.
Yep.
But
Yep. We're gonna
just
post a before and after
yes,
next year.
yes.
Yep.
When it comes down to it, you're hustling and bustling, and everything else just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But your business at that time, and you're putting your blood, sweat, and tears in it. I'm talking about the ones who are really trying to do something out
Yeah.
here. And I just find it extremely disrespectful. And which, again, some people, I think some people just, it kind of rolls off the tongue.
You know how black folks
Yeah.
is. We just,
But
Mhm.
there's other
it's offensive,
people,
and people need to know it is offensive.
yeah, other
when people
people
say
who
that.
actually are throwing little digs.
Yeah.
And
Because they don't respect it.
no,
Yep.
no.
Yeah.
And
Because I don't like when people say yo hustle.
oh yeah,
Like, you still got your hustle. And here's the thing, as I explained it, because after I shared your post, and I said I can't stand when people call it my hustle. Because although I am a hustler, I do hustle in my business.
Mhm.
My business is legitimate. It's not a hustle.
Right.
To me, hustle indicates something, you just doing on the side. You just
Right.
bullshitting to get some money. No, I'm making an impact. I'm bringing value.
Right.
And not to say that a hustle doesn't,
Right.
but still, I just feel like, to me, words matter. It matters. It brings a certain connotation, because no one would say to Ford or Meyer or Apple, this is your hustle. This is your
Right.
business.
Right.
Do I have to be a billionaire for you to respect it as a no one's gonna say to Amazon, oh, this is y'all hustle.
Right.
No, this your business.
Right.
So to me, it just offends me. And I've had that where people say, you still got your little radio show? And I'm like, little. And okay, again, I ain't the Breakfast Club. I said, but my shit ain't little. I put a lot of time into this, diligence into it. And Joe know how particular I am. He know. He like, she be wearing the hell out of me. Joe know I be emailing him and stuff, and because I'm particular about it. I want to I want people to understand this is something to be respected, not
Right.
just some bullshit. And so I think, like you said, some people don't really realize what they're saying, and others are low key.
Yeah.
On that shade, baby.
Yeah.
On that
and the thing
shade.
is, when you're naming off, Apple, Amazon, guess what? Apple started in the garage.
Exactly. It started as a little business.
Right.
Right.
It was a little business.
Yeah.
With Amazon, it was just him and his wife.
Mhm.
It starts from somewhere.
Where? Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
unless you're like Trump and was given millions of dollars. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to be talking about
No,
politics.
you can no. We do that here. It's unfiltered and unapologetic.
Yes.
People know how I feel about it. Go ahead.
no,
Shit. Exactly. Everybody didn't get a $100,000 alone. from
no,
their daddy.
he got millions.
Right.
Was it 64 million? Am I exaggerating that
Yeah.
number?
Yeah,
just
I don't know
it
the
was in
exact figure, but it was
millions.
like the daddy did
It was
give
in
him
the
some money.
it was
So
in the millions.
we had that
And then
privilege.
he, kept blowing it off, and I don't know, the bankruptcy and all that jazz ass. But anyway, yeah, no, we got to start from somewhere.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
we're taking a lot of risk doing that. So
Okay. Because baby, everybody know I still holds on to the 9 to 5, but it's like it
Right.
takes something in you to have something that where you can sustain your lifestyle and live and thrive out here, but also be pursuing your dreams.
Right.
Like it's crazy. I have weeks like this week, for example. I'm working a 9 to 5. I have the show today, and I have an article that's due tomorrow.
Yep.
That's how crazy my weeks are. On top of my kitchen is being renovated, so shit is just all discombobulated all over the place. So people really don't realize, again, the care and diligence that goes into doing what we do. And the thing is, even if you don't realize it, just be respectful.
Right.
That everybody's grind is different, even if no matter how that grind may look
Right.
to you.
Right. Yeah,
So
definitely. And you don't have to understand it
to respect it.
Right.
Absolutely.
And ask questions.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
So wait, but the coloring museum, how are things now? Because I know you had to pop up in February. Did you get the Motor City Match Award?
So
Is that seemed like I saw something about a month ago where you were awarded a grant or something that happened.
there's a few things that happened this year.
Okay.
There were two.
I love it when you got to recall the blessings.
I know.
That's how you know God. Listen, that's how you know God is like ding, ding, ding. Because you got like, wait a minute, so much great shit has happened to me.
Yeah, no. I was fortunate enough to win 2 pitch competitions earlier this year.
Yes.
And then
Okay.
I got a $25,000 no interest loan from Black Leaders Detroit.
Come on, no interest. Come on, no interest. That matters, baby, because that interest to eat your ass up.
Yeah.
Love it. And shout out to Black Leaders of Detroit.
Yes. No, that $25,000.
Did you had to apply for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that was my second time applying. I actually received a $10,000 loan from them a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So yeah, no, they definitely saved my ass with that one.
Okay.
So during the 6-month pop-up at the Grand River Workplace, that was great to be able to test out my concept, to show people exactly what it is, because I'm kind of treading into a new market. Kind of. Right now, I categorize myself as a paint and sip. If you want to, just to kind of say what industry, but still, it's a new concept for people. So I needed that opportunity, and with that, of course, accumulated debt. So that 25 grand, I was able to consolidate and keep things moving as I'm about to, venture into my new chapter with the coloring museum.
Okay. And what's that new chapter? Can we get a little snapshot? Because I'm ready to come
Yes.
color on the wall.
Yes. So like I said before, we had a 6-month pop-up with every intention to have a permanent brick and mortar location. But what we're going to do first is the coloring truck.
Oh.
Yeah. So same concept, but we're just going to be on wheels.
I love it.
You'll be able to color inside of the trailer. So the walls of the trailer, be able to color inside of there. You can rent the truck for any private events. And then also we'll still offer the coloring wall. And then we'll have different type of activities that you packages that you could choose from. So you can color on a wall and have a painting party or a slime party, coloring pillows, things of that nature.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I love that. So is that gonna be here in time for the fall, or what is the projected date for that?
Spring. So right now, the goal is to get the trailer. Got to do the build out of the trailer. So that'll probably happen during the winter months. And then once March hit, be on the road.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. And March is my birthday, March
Yeah.
24th. So yes,
So
come on,
you gotta
spring.
you
Come
gotta
on.
have the coloring truck for
Yes,
your
listen, you
birthday.
know I'm already ticking. We're gonna be able to have bring BYOB on that thing.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, okay. Now I was saying I want to go to Puerto Rico for my 48th, but if it don't work out, I'm gonna keep
Who
that
said
in
that you
mind.
can't do both though?
You right
I
though.
saw
You're
I saw
right. I
I
like your
celebrate
attitude.
I
Listen,
celebrate my
come on.
birthday all month.
Right, Ben here, you say that he gonna be like, don't give her no ideas with her spoiled ass, because I just like to celebrate. I'll be making a big deal about my birthday. Like you only get
Yes.
one birthday, damn,
Yes.
only once a
Yes.
year. So I love that. So Sherrie, you don't have any children,
No.
right? Okay, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color, first pink, second is yellow.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All right, all
Pink
right.
nails done by Star.
I love
Just
that. They
right
are
now.
cute. Who's now? Star is who? That's
So Star is my new nail tech. She
okay.
is awesome. I will for those who are not following me on social media, follow me Coloring Museum and Naturally Illustrated on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And with that, I'll make sure that Star's information is on there. Matter of fact,
I love
let
that.
me look her up right now.
So is this a black lady or
Yes, yes, it
Okay.
is.
Come on, black owned business.
She is also part of the Wealth Invest Her Network,
Oh, I
which is
love
what I'm
that.
part of as
Yeah, shout
well.
out to those ladies.
Yes,
Shout out to them. I saw, is
amazing.
it Portia Powell? She's on
Yes, yes,
Beautiful Machine.
yes.
Yeah, shout out to her. I'm gonna have
Woman
to
of the
have you on the show,
year.
Portia.
Yes.
So of good time, of good vibes,
Yeah,
right?
Good Vibe
That
Lounge.
food is good over there. Mm-hmm.
She also is now the CEO of one credit union. I think that's as I'm up here on my phone.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so she's
Definitely got to get her on the show.
she is definitely shaking and baking out here in these streets.
I love that.
Yeah, so yeah, one Detroit credit union.
Okay.
Which I'm probably gonna be going there to get my loan for the coloring truck.
Listen,
Yes.
it's who we know who help out.
Yeah, so yeah, no, definitely a great group of ladies. It's a great organization.
Mhm.
I encourage anyone that has a small business, hey, come in and
Because I
join
think is
us.
Jesse Stallings a part of that?
Jesse Hayes.
Hey, Jesse Hayes.
Yes,
I'm
Skin
saying
for you.
her
She's one of the
married name, Lord, and Danielle Cato as well. She part
Yes.
of it as well. Yeah, shout out to those ladies.
Danielle, Portia, and Jesse. I believe they're all the founders.
Okay,
Yeah.
shout out to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get them on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this be reminding me of the ladies I need to get on the show. So explain Naturally Illustrated. I notice that the ILL in the beginning is capitalized. So what is that
Yes.
about?
Yes. So I am an 80s baby.
Back in the day, ill meant good for us, right? Okay.
Right. So, ill is cool, fresh,
Right.
all that. So I'm bringing that back, that nostalgia back. And
Mhm.
the coloring book Naturally Illustrated was all about my natural hair journey.
Mhm.
So I was trying to think of a very creative way to talk about natural hair and then also show me as an illustrator, and that's how I came up with Naturally Illustrated.
Wait, okay. Now that we talk about hair, right there, it's got a little TT at the top.
Oh, hold
on the other side, smooth it back. Yep.
And then I got my gray hair going too.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna help her out,
show
y'all. We gotta. Okay.
Thank you.
Let's tuck it. Okay, there we go. Okay. Because look.
Yes. So yeah, no, because just like right now, my hair.
We know it's a journey. It is a journey.
Especially with my hair. My hair does not act right at all. I just can't. It doesn't do well in a perm, not in a press. I miss my grandmother because she used to lay that hair with the blue magic.
Listen. Sitting between them legs on the porch, baby.
Yes. So yeah, she was the only one who was able to lay down the hair for me. But yeah, so I decided to I was already natural, but I was always pressing my hair. So my curl pattern wasn't there anymore.
Mhm.
So I went on ahead, I did a big chop, and experimented. I was watching tons of YouTube at that time. And I said to myself, okay, I don't want to be this YouTube girl, but I want to, share my hair journey. And that's when I came up with Naturally Illustrated. And the ILL, like I said, it just stems from, the 90s vibe. Everything in that coloring book is just a reflection of me and growing up in the 80s, 90s.
Right.
And
Yeah.
just celebrating, being black
Right.
in my hair.
Right.
As
And that's
much
a
as I
trip.
can't
Gwen
stand it.
Jameer was here last week from Naturalicious. I don't know if you've ever tried her product.
Yes. Her and I talked briefly. And nothing manifests from that, but I'm very familiar with her products. I never had the opportunity to use any of her products though.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I love that. I love that y'all aware of each other because it's like everybody know everybody.
Yeah.
In Detroit. Everybody know everybody. So for you, let's I want to wrap up with your 5 favorites, but first let's tell people where they can find you. How many coloring books do you have?
So right now I only have 2. I have done a lot of coloring sheets. I do also custom illustrations as well.
Okay.
So right now, for example, when you were listing off some of my clients, I'm wrapping up a project with the Belle Isle Conservancy. I've done some things for the Detroit Riverfront Conservancy, all these conservancies.
Making it sound official.
Right. The NFL draft. So it's one of those things that
NFL draft. Love it. You said that all quick. Can we go back? She said NFL draft that was here in Detroit. Okay.
Yes.
That had the largest attendance to date, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. So with that, and because I still have a full-time gig, I've been doing a lot more of other people's work instead of being able to do mine. But I do plan on illustrating more coloring books in the future.
So where can people find you?
Yes.
Because you are still doing pop-up events and stuff, and coloring kits too, paint kits.
Yep. So right now, what I'm offering until the coloring truck is up and running, there's the coloring wall that people can rent. There's also you can commission me for coloring sheets. I know I had a couple of parents to commission me for coloring sheets for their kids' birthday parties, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So and pop-up events, that's when the opportunity presents itself for the most part. So I just tell people, hey, just follow me. Follow me on social media. So the Coloring Museum, I'm on TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter, the Coloring Museum, and then Naturally Illustrated. It's on Facebook and Instagram, Naturally Illustrated.
Okay. Love it. Okay. So I like to end with 5 favorites. Okay. Favorite food?
Oh, spaghetti. My mom's spaghetti, though. Yeah. No.
Mom's spaghetti.
Yeah.
Is she okay? So does she have the spaghetti where she mix it together, or she had the sauce separate from the pasta?
No, mix it.
Mix it. Does she put cheese on top?
Yes.
Yes, with the cheese.
Yes.
Okay. By the way, spaghetti is one of my signature dishes, and I know it probably ain't like your mama's though. But people have paid me to make spaghetti. You just reminded me I should make some spaghetti. So with ground beef or turkey?
Ground beef.
Okay, like real. Okay, for real.
Yeah, no. Not to say I won't eat it with ground beef or ground turkey, but that's just what I grew up.
Right.
The
the real deal. Listen.
Yeah.
Real deal. Okay. Favorite travel destination?
Ooh. I had some good times in Jamaica, but we ain't gonna talk about
Yeah, man. Listen. I was a whole rude girl in Jamaica, okay? Yeah, man. Listen. Where'd you go? We went to Mo Bay.
Where was I?
Because it's either usually Mo Bay, Montego Bay, Ochos Rios, or Negril.
I think I was in Montego Bay a couple of times. Yeah, that's where I was.
Oh, I need to go back. Oh, listen, Jamaica is a whole vibe. Like it's just, and the food was good there too. I find sometimes when I travel, I'm not really liking the food in a lot of the Caribbean countries. Like when I went to the Dominican Republic, I didn't really like it. When we went to Curacao, I was like, okay, I didn't really like it. But Jamaica, that food was good. Good. I love that. Okay, so favorite TV show or movie?
Okay. TV show. And I'm not gonna say like this is necessarily my favorite, but I always am drawn to it if I'm just needing something to play in the background. Jane the Virgin.
Oh my God, you took it back. Wasn't that from the 90s?
No,
That's early. That's a current
early.
show.
That
Jane the Virgin.
I want to say that was 2015.
Okay, it's not that.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
it's
it
not
was
old.
on
I'm tripping. Okay, thinking about something
CW.
else.
Yeah, it was on the CW.
Jane the Virgin.
It's on Netflix, but they're actually about to take it off after all these years.
Damn.
But I mean, you can download the CW app. I think it's still on there. But no, it's
Okay.
really it has really good humor to it. I love the diversity of the cast. It's really witty. I love everything about that show.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out on my Fire Stick. By the way, I heard that Bel Air, the third season of Bel Air. I don't know if you've watched that. The third season premiered today, so that's definitely on my watch
get on
list.
the second season because
Listen.
I haven't watched it.
Oh, okay. You should. You gotta. Yeah. I mean, did you see the first season?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, go ahead, catch up. It's good. It's pretty good. I'm really impressed with it. And also, Daughters on Netflix is out. That's a really great documentary. So looking forward to that. Favorite accessory?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't think I have one.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Now I'm gonna switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
Favorite part of this journey so far?
Oh, goodness gracious. You know what? Just seriously just hearing people responses to the business. Having people to say to me, this, your event saved my life.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I had a couple of people.
That's profound for somebody to say that though. That's heavy.
Yeah.
To say that your event saved my life.
Yeah.
Like that's heavy.
Yeah.
That lets you know that you making an impact. Not bad for a little business.
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, hearing people and then also hearing parents or saying thank you because they love to see this coloring book that's a reflection of their children and the kids can relate to it.
Yeah. Because I like how you had the guy, the Super Soaker founder on the wall. Yeah. Lord forgive me for forgetting his name, but a black man invented the Super Soaker. So I love how you had him as one of the stencils on the wall.
Yeah, his first name is slipping me, but his last name is Johnson. So that's probably my favorite part of the journey is that's what keeps me going. I know that, like you said, I'm making an impact. I know that this is needed.
Yeah.
Like I said, it doesn't replace therapy. Let me stress that it does not replace therapy.
It's a supplement.
It's something just to calm the nerves. Just to calm the nerves. I'm a huge advocate of therapy, and I want to say this too that I didn't get the chance to say earlier. Just because you went to one therapist and it didn't work out, that does not mean there are not other therapists out there for you to shop around. I have been through two. The first one went through for years. I did not see an improvement. I literally took a day off of work to look for 3 other therapists, did my process of elimination and got to the one, and it's been great.
Right.
So, just like with everything else in your life, you gotta put some work into it. You just can't.
It's some trial and error.
Yes.
Trial and error.
So, just it's worth it. You're worth it. Therapy.
Right. And I notice how because as a trainer, I notice how we'll put adult coloring books on the tables now. So that's definitely like when someone's in a class or something, that's definitely a great mode to help people calm down.
Yeah.
So I love that. So I appreciate you for coming, Sherrie. I look forward to it. This is not goodbye. This is see you later.
Yes.
Please keep in touch with me about the truck because that is just dope. That is so exciting. So I love to hear that. And I can't wait to see you unveil that. That is just so many parties and just different things can come from that.
Yeah.
Because that helps when you can bring it to people.
Yes.
Instead of them having to come to you.
Yes. Definitely.
So that definitely makes a difference. So So, all right, everyone. Thank you for watching Rocky's Reality. We will see you soon. I hopefully will have a show next week working on getting that guest. Y'all put that mojo out there because I have a special celebrity guest that I'm working on trying to secure for next week. So hopefully, Lord, they shine some light and come on through. So thank you everyone for watching, and thank you, Sherrie
Thank
from the
you.
Coloring Museum. Y'all have a good night.